I'm Olive, a magazine editor. Welcome to my home. I live in Islington, North London, and I've been here nearly 8 years. It's a great area, lots of great spaces to eat and drink, and yeah, really nice community. I love it here.
So this hallway was a bit of an impulse paint. I got creative one Tuesday afternoon and I went out and bought myself a massive pot of green paint, and I call this my Waitrose green hallway because it really is the colour of the Waitrose logo. But I really love it, and actually I ended up painting the kitchen the same colour in the end because I just thought it was so kind of lovely and energizing. One of my prized possessions, my husband bought me an early edition Franny and Zooey, which is one of my favourite books. And then he found this amazing framer in South London. I just think it's so gorgeous. And I kind of love the green spine. It's a happy coincidence that it matches the walls. But yeah, it's super precious.
So this is our dining area where we have all our meals. I've got 2 kids and we all kind of pile around here for family dinner, and yeah, it's really kind of like the hub of the home. So I got these chairs from Vinteria and they were a real lifesaver because I was hosting that Christmas and I realised I didn't have enough chairs for our huge extended family. So I found this amazing set, and they're kind of this, they've got this like boucle covering, which is really lovely. Yeah, they just fitted perfectly and they came so quickly, so it was amazing. It was so smooth and seamless. And the dining table as well, I found from a vintage dealer online. And what I really love about it is that you probably can't see, but there are no legs right at the end, so you can kind of squeeze 2 people at the end, 4 along here. So it could be a 10 seater table, which is great for us because I always love to have loads of people around, and I always end up inviting one too many people for the amount of seating space I have, but we all just kind of make it work. I love the colour of this dining area. We painted it in this really kind of soft pink, and it feels very cozy and womb-like, and I just think it goes so nicely with all the different textures that I have here on display. I love this Matilda gold shell. There's a lot of shells in my house. It's a running theme that you can see the fabric here, which is a repeat motif you'll see upstairs. And then I thought this lamp was really fun. It's kind of like a papier-mâché, and it reminds me of something that I made when I was like 10 at school.
I have a lot of kind of oddities and trinkets that I love to pick up on my travels and just around and about. I'm quite a magpie, so I just sort of collect and collect. And I thought that this piece was really great for kind of displaying everything. I found this online, I think it was in an estate sale actually. And I just thought it'd be great for all of my kind of crockery and dinnerware. I have a lot of pieces by Henry Holland. I love his stuff. This is a teapot by a designer called Anissa Kamiche, and it's a bit of a talking point piece. It comes with these teacups and definitely a bit X-rated, so I don't normally get those out with the kids.
So this is the kitchen, which is a bit of a work in progress, so I won't talk you around in too much detail, but I do like to collect vintage art from kind of antique fairs and online, and so I've got little pieces like this which I just think work so nicely in the kitchen. I love green. I have so much green in my house. It's probably my favourite colour, which is on brand for someone called Olive, I guess. And this is a Farrow and Ball archive colour called Sap Green, and I just love it because it's quite a kind of zingy green, and it always makes me feel quite invigorated when I'm in the kitchen. So this is the living area, and it's quite a neutral colour. In fact, it's the one room of the house that we didn't repaint. We kind of left in its original state. It's got lots of pops of print and pattern, which I think sort of brings it to life.
So this fireplace was in the house when we bought it. It's an original feature of the house, which I love. And I knew I kind of wanted to make it a focal point of the room, kind of use it to display all my candles. I've got a lot of scented candles. It's probably my biggest indulgence. The coffee table I found from an Instagram vintage dealer based in Margate, and it's a 60s Italian one, and I just love it because it's such an interesting shape. It's sort of like a teardrop, and I just haven't seen anything like it. It's super practical because you can just wipe it down, and yeah, we spill all sorts over it and it just still looks lovely. And then I love this pink marble chess set that I found on Vinteria for my husband. I got it for him for his birthday. He's a very keen chess player, and I just love the colours of it, and you just feel very grown up, quite elevated playing it. So I thought it'd be the perfect present.
This is a piece by my friend, an artist called Georgia Beaumont, which I got from the Wilder Gallery in Kensal Rise. Her work is so amazing. She paints on wood, and all the layers and the texture is just so stunning. And I love the colours, and I just thought it brings the room together so nicely.
I love to take a bath. It's one of my favourite things. And when we redid the bathroom, I knew I wanted a freestanding bath. Even though it's not the most practical for the shower, I just wanted to have something I could lie down in. And then I found these shells, and my brother drilled holes in them and attached them to the wall, which I think is really fun. So I use them for storage. I travel for work and I go to LA a lot. And if I'm there for the weekend flea market called Melrose Trading Post, a man there who has these crates of vintage photographs, kind of family photographs, and it's a bit creepy, but I love to pick up a whole handful and I take them home with me and then I frame them. I love particularly the wedding photos and sort of events like prom and Valentine's Day. I just think they're so mysterious. This is my daughter's room, and we haven't done much to this room. We put some wallpaper up. This is a kind of hand-painted mural that came from Gucci, which sounds very fancy. Actually, it wasn't. And I love kind of swans and birds. As you can see, this is an artist called Zenny Thomas, who's really brilliant and has a lot of swan motifs in her work. And I just thought it all tied really nicely, felt quite girly, but not too feminine. And this doll's house was a pre-loved one that I found on Facebook Marketplace, which is amazing. And my daughter loves it. She plays with it so much. And it's in really good nick and reminds me of when I had when I was younger. This I call my disco mirror. It kind of reminds me of those Ettore sotsas. I can't really say the name, but it's not. But I call it my disco mirror because it's got all these sort of bevels, and when the light's on in the evening, it sends light shooting all over. It's good for a selfie or a full outfit shot as well. Everyone always asks me where it's from, and I've honestly never seen one like it. So yeah, if anyone does find one, tell me because I want to get another one. So this is probably my favorite room in the house, just because I'm surrounded by all my kind of trinkets and favorite things, and obviously my bed. The blue in the room is Lulworth Blue by Farrow and Ball. There's a lot of Farrow and Ball paint in this house, I've just realised, but it's really calming and very relaxing. And I love the combination of the sort of mustardy, goldy yellow with the blue. I love looking at this amazing painting by an artist called Fei Weiwei, whose work I just adore. This piece actually used to belong to a friend of mine who's a ballet dancer, called Frankie, and so I just love that it's had a life before it came to me. And I just find the woman so kind of quizzical. Her expression always changes depending on the day when I'm looking at her. So when we arrived in the house, there was no built-in storage, so I basically avoided it for ages because it's really expensive, but eventually it got too much. So I put this wardrobe for all my clothes, and it's been transformative. And this is Farron Ball's Mizzle. I've got this hardware from Matilda Gode, which I just love, kind of starbursts, which remind me of kind of Ziggy Stardust or something, quite glam rock, with the perspex handles. So yeah, it's been so useful. I can't believe I waited so long to do it. I get my design inspiration from lots of different places. I work in fashion, and in the office there's always amazing pieces sort of on display. So it might be a print or a detail that kind of sparks something, and then I'll go on a sort of scroll through Vinteria or other sort of online vintage places to see if I can find something that speaks to that idea. But I also love kind of looking at hotel rooms. I love the Chateau Marmont in LA, slightly retro, a bit Art Deco, that sort of 70s Miami bold prints, quite brash. I often say I'm in my sort of 70s Miami housewife era because a lot of my pieces are quite garish. Thank you for coming to look around my home with me, Vinteria. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you soon.